everybody, and welcome back to the second day of 12 Days of Beymas. So today's video will be based on Dranbuster.
Dranbuster is a Beyblade also owned by Jackson Cross. It's part of the unique line, and it has the one gimmick that pretty much only this Bey possesses in its design, and that is one-hit KO. Having this one big contact point that is meant to send opponents, again, horizontally, or burst them outright. The parts that it comes with is 160 and Excel. As I said in the first clip, Dranbuster is a blade that has its centralized contact point right here, meant to send opponents off into the extreme zone or knockout zones, or burst them. And as a result, this Bey has really bad balance. But that's not what the Bey is trying to go for. It's meant to go for one-hit KO. It's a gambit Bey. It's a gambling Bey. Basically, it's basically one hit, or you lose stamina and die. Then we have the 160 Ratchet, which lines up with the contact points pretty well. And it's a very competitive Ratchet, as it gives your Beyblade good attack power. And one thing about 160 is that you can putting it on the combos allows Beys to jump out of pockets if they get knocked out. Which is basically like a good cheat code for if you want to get competitive. Dranbuster already is a good blade, and getting 160 allows you to have combos that can jump out of pockets. And Excel's a 16 geared version of flat. Now let's get to the stadium and show the ways that you can launch this Bey.
Like Dranbuster, there are two ways to launch it. And those two ways are tilting and flat launching. Tilting helps you get under the blade, but unlike Dranbuster, you can't tilt it. You can't tilt it at a sharper angle, because if you do, well, because there's one contact point, if you tilt a little too much, the Bey might scrape against the floor, and you might lose your control when battling. And the second is obviously the straight down flat launch. Now you can see how much Dranbuster jumps around, because most of the metal is either on, I think most of the metal is over here, but the contact point's over here. It's meant to move around, and as you can see, one more time, this Bey moves practically against the extreme line, and yes, it can shoot itself forward, and there are some times where you can get itself KO. So this Bey is very situational. If you know how to battle with Dranbuster, hey, go for it. But this Bey takes a lot of practice to do. Now let's battle it against Perseus Dark. Alright, here we have Perseus Dark. I'm going to do it with the two different launch styles. First, we're going to do it with the tilting launch. And here's one of the main flaws of Dranbuster in its stock combination form. I don't know if my Perseus Dark has gotten stronger, but if you tilt launch it when you're battling a defense type Bey, sometimes the defense type Bey will absorb some of the impact, which is what a defense type should do, but it's going to be a very bad thing if you're using Dranbuster. Of course, you can customize the combinations. Well, what you try to go for when you use Dranbuster, yep, that's what you try to go for with Dranbuster. I tried the tilting launch. It straightened itself out, but it burst, and it burst Perseus Dark anyway. Now let's go on to just a standard flat launch, which in this manner should net you a knockout finish. Another burst finish. Yeah, this thing's a bursting monster. But I want to get a quick battle in where you can actually see Dranbuster get a knockout. But as you saw in the previous battle, Dranbuster is very finicky, as I was saying before I got cut off, you saw in the previous battle before it got the burst that it almost shot itself out of the stadium, which which is another deal breaker you have to have when using Dranbuster, because it could fly towards the edge here and jump into the pocket. While it does have a chance to jump itself back out, it is common, but you will have shaved away enough. But you'll have shaved enough stamina to only have to lose by stamina. And while that doesn't seem like much, it's very. It could be bad if you're going up against a stamina type of wizard rod. But anyways, that's all I have for Dranbuster. And one little fact about Dranbuster: despite the Excel bit being the exact same, an exact shape of flat, not only is Excel wider than flat, but it's also a little shorter than flat, being 1 millimeter shorter than flat. Let me pull these bits off. As you can see here, you can see, okay. Look how tall Excel is compared to flat, which I didn't even notice until after a couple months of owning Dranbuster. I never knew that Excel was shorter than flat. So, little food for thought. Anyway, guys, tune in next episode of the 12 Days of Beymas when I review Dran Brave. See you guys next time. Subscribe.